Okay, we played this guy before. He plays fast, but not in a very impressive manner. So let's see what pans out in this game. I'm just gonna develop normally. That's what you do against people like this who have some fancy ideas about what development should be like. So here's it's just basically giving me a tempo on the bishop, which is not a good idea. I'll get to attack one of his pieces by developing mine, and now I'm going to cause him a little bit of trouble here. I want his pawn to be on f3. I think his pawn on f3 messes up his position, giving potentially checks on... okay, so he decided to pin himself here, so we're going to push. This is an interesting move because the pawn here restricts the knight from moving forward. He still plays f3, which is exactly what I want. Come here. d3, and now we have bishop c5, which is one of the interesting reasons why the pawn was drawn to be to the f3 square. Is now we're stopping him from castling, and he's going to play the knight on a4. So do we actually play a6 and bishop back? I think I will. So if he plays on a4, I just play here. Bishop a7. Yeah. So that was anticipated. So now he might try some silly stuff, which is not going to work. He may have to play bishop d2, queen c1, bishop e3. Meanwhile, the knight comes here, so it's a little bit too slow for him, and I can kick him out of the way this way. Which I'm going to do right now. The knight has to drop back on c3. Gives me a bit of time to castle. There's also queen b6 that can come here, which is rather annoying for him. Rather extremely annoying for him. I think queen b6 forces rook f1. And of course, once he plays rook f1, he's forfeited the castling. His queen is locked in, cannot get out at the moment. Very, very poor prospects of getting out. So rook f1 was virtually forced. We just castle now. We're doing okay on time. That's something you always keep an eye on. Sadly, that's one way you can solve this problem. Let's develop. Another thing that the queen did by coming to b6 is to defend this c6 pawn, allowing the knight to move. And so the threats of f4 is now null and void. Okay, so what we're going to do now is prepare something for the king side now. Let him castle and see what happens. Okay, he castles. So now we push here. He's going to go on a4. Now he goes on e4. So we're just going to pick up that pawn here. We don't mind the bishop being trapped by b3, because if he played this, we would go on a5, threatening to check Or maybe we can go on d4 actually, which is better square. We're threatening mate in 1. Any kind of play around his king now is not good for him. And of course, forcing him to play here weakens the b3 pawn. We just have to be... oh dear, that can't be good. That cannot be good. Check. King up. We take this with check. Oh, this is going to end up in absolute tears for him, because we're going to win the queen here. We're going to deviate his queen from the defense of c2. Now he's only got one square, so there's no point. See, we're going to deviate the queen by taking here, and now we just can take here, or even worse, we can play knight here, threatening to checkmate in 1 with knight b3, checkmate. And unfortunately he doesn't see it.